here with Cheick Kongo, not in studio, but in California. Mr. Kongo, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good, thank you. How's everything with you?
Good. Trying to survive here in these crazy times. I have to say, it's surreal because as someone who grew up watching you fight, I have. It's really surreal to be talking to you right now. Like one of my earliest memories of watching you fight, I think, was the Mustafa Al-Turk fight back in the UFC, where you just landed some vicious elbows from within his guard, and I think that was maybe the most scared I've ever been in my entire life.
I think, by the time, you probably saw better, or probably, I don't know. The thing is, I don't follow that much in MMA. I mean, especially weird to hear that from me. But I just get focused on what I have online, and otherwise, I just disappear and try to get busy with something else. Anyway,
that's good. What kind of things do you like to do when you're not training and in the gym? If you're not a big fan of watching MMA yourself.
No, the thing is, I won't say I'm not a big fan, but as a character of that business, for sure is better for me to be away. So like this, I can be fresh, clean, and still focus when I come back in there. Not thinking about who's the big names, the big threat, danger, or something like this. But anyway, so the thing is, on the side, what I like to do is training people, like, being a consultant as a physical therapist, or as well, give some helps for people who are in the needs. And, and just enjoy, just having fun, sometimes, playing PlayStation, Call of Duty, and
have you been playing Warzone as well?
Oh, yes, of course. Especially during that pandemic issues. When everybody would get stuck, at home and having nothing to do because nobody was able to train. For sure, Warzone, was the main game. Yeah.
Do you ever have any 13-year-olds trying to talk trash to you online on Call of Duty, having no idea who you actually are?
Honestly, nobody pay attention about it. I'm so quiet about that. The thing is, as a routine life, I try to be a regular guy. I don't try to use my name or just the character to say, hey, I'm Cheick Kongo. You want to play with me? So, but for sure, I used to surprise multiple people, being in a game, So after that, I used to get some requests, especially when I used to post some top position on Warzone. And at the end, the guy was like, yeah, you know what? I want to play with you. So add me, and we're gonna be a partner. I said, okay, let's do it. But no, the thing is, that's so funny because when you try to be quiet or even like gentle, be nice, not using names, everybody using names, just like, fuck, kill me, damn, and blah, blah, blah. And after you try to be quiet, but also you get attracted by the mood, and now you start swearing like, yeah, fuck off and stuff like this. It's funny. It's really
wow. It seems it's just as potty mouth as when I was playing back when I was super young. So one of the things that kind of interested me was I heard Lil Birdie told me that you were actually DJing at a club for New Year's Eve. Is that correct? And how was that experience?
No, it wasn't me.
Okay.
I used to take the character of one of the famous DJ. I don't have his name in mind, and just because he looked like, so I used to pretend it was me, making the ambience, at the club, but it wasn't me. No.
Are you into music at all?
No, for sure. I listening music all the time, even way before, and I was just training. So the gym used to be like a nightclub. But no, the thing is, no, I'm not that good, as a DJ, but I'm really good to pick good songs. So, yeah.
Okay, what are you listening to now? Like, what are...
Right now, he's I think it's a mix with everything. It's gonna be like a French variety, American variety, whatever. So, what else? We have also some house. some electronical music, rap, just a bit of something, and it's great, good for the mood, and just to cheer you up and keep smiling no matter what. So that's what it is, and also some African songs too. So that's good.
Cheick, I wanted to ask you. So I wanted to get your take on this because obviously this is a very big deal. We've seen a lot of high-profile MMA fighters coming out of France, but only recently, for those of you out there that don't know, MMA actually just got legalized in France. And I was wondering what you think this will mean for prospects coming out of France, because I'd assume that MMA fighters within France had to travel for the longest time to get fights. So how do you think this is going to do you see a takeover of French MMA coming in the near future?
No, honestly, the good point of that is for sure France used to breed this big tank of fighters, and MMA over there is huge. For sure. I can tell how big it is, but for all the youngest athletes and people, they always have MMA as like UFC, Bellator in mind. So, and they get focused to be the next stars, in the sports. So for sure, they have to accomplish a lot of things to reach that point. But everybody gets so focused and ready for it. So now, the fact to allow the MMA in France and organizing the first promotion through Bellator by the next couple of weeks over there is amazing. So at some point, I never expect that, that close, and also being one of the participants, for the event, for sure, I knew the event will come as soon as possible, but I didn't expect that to be ready and set up by the next couple of weeks, for sure.
So I can imagine that being able to fight MMA in front of your home crowd, it must be a bittersweet feeling, because we're in a pandemic and obviously you can't fight in front of all those fans who have been following your career for so long. So bittersweet, I guess. Honestly,
it's a great thing, to fight in France, but unfortunately, I should have some deceptions. I should be like, I should have, even me or even the crowd, because right now the location is limited, by used to be. So from the beginning, when we used to announce the event, the location was about to welcome 5,000 people instead 20,000 people. And the last couple of days, we heard the news about the pandemic should be controlled, and they wanted to put everybody, in confinement again, and limited the place by 1,000. So for sure, it's great for the sport to having MMA in France, but right now, the issue is quite difficult. But it's still good, because it means a lot. It means a lot to fight over there. Emotionally, probably I will be touched, and I should be touched, but for the sense to fight in France, I thought at that point is not a big deal. It seems like I'm going everywhere to fight, and I get paid to fight to different locations. It's not a big deal. But for sure, fighting in my own town, oh yes, yeah. I have a big feelings, big vibes over there, so it should be different. Yeah.
I have a question a little bit about what it was like growing up in France and learning, the various martial arts. Can you talk about? I guess you've already talked about how big martial arts has gotten in France now that it's legalized as well. But can you talk about why you got into martial arts in general? What inspired you, especially if it wasn't very popular in France when you're growing up?
So the way I decided to embrace martial arts was about the choreography, those skills, to bring so much confidence, in someone, and also the fact to handle any kind of situation during the battles, physical battles against someone. And after that, I used to be introduced to those parts with martial art movie, like some movie with Bruce Lee, and for sure Bruce Lee used to change a lot of life of people of my age and probably before. And after that, keep growing. You used to see Van Damme, Chuck Norris, and it was just like something used to inspire me a lot. So I never get like any. I wasn't fan, but I was just like impressed about those things. And for sure, if I used to be probably fans, I should say about Bruce Lee, like multiple guy, because it was just like the fact to see Bruce Lee was just like a guideline, the one to follow, to see the prospect and try to follow the track and try to get better day after day. So and after that, I used to practice thanks to my cousins, kendo, karate, wrestling, for years. And at the time to follow my own way, with different arts, did different activities like boxing and judo, And after that, I was really good for what I was doing. So, and I used to be approached with somebody else, with somebody else, like another coach, asking me if I was interested to learn, all the skills and the sports like free fight MMA. I was like, yeah, why not? I like that because when I was a kid, I used to dream, to have some activity like this because I was always finding like a wrestling, but wrestling you can throw punches, and at the boxing you were able to box, throw punches, and kicks on the kickboxing, but not continuing to fight when you used to go on the ground. And when I used to play and spar with my friends, front of the house and just for fun in the backyard at some locations, we used to do that game. And when I realized that sports used to exist and was allowed in different countries, it was like, wow, we should do that, man. We should do it. And right away, I embraced the sport and the sport, put me where I am today. And honestly, I can't complain for sure. And the good thing with that, it was just like another exit for me of my life to be grateful and happy with what I'm doing. Because I used to be graduate, from school from some degrees of engineering, but I wasn't satisfied for what I was supposed to do because I won't be. How should I say that? I won't be honored or evaluate, for what I probably bring, in that activity because of my color, because I'm just a black African, and over there in France it's not like we have some discrimination. Just to say about that, and I'm not here to say France is bad or not, no, but I'm just saying like the best way for me to be myself and be happy for what I'm doing, especially in a good way, was to follow the track of the sport because they give me more. I have to get more than what I used to do if I had to work, from the value of my degrees.
Yeah. Sorry, Stefano.
Sorry.
I just have one really quick question. Just unpacking what you said. And first of all, you don't need to explain to the Lekik about the history of France when it comes to racism. We are very keen observers. But my question is, did you say you have degrees in engineering? And if so, what degrees? Like what kind of engineering? That's really interesting.
I don't know how to say that in English. I mean, but it's just about like a maintenance. That's the kind of degrees. You're able to work on like a plane or everything, like a plane informatics.
Mechanical engineering.
Sorry.
Mechanical engineering.
Yes.
Oh wow.
So
let me ask you this then. Was it kind of I kind of have some parents who are definitely first generation immigrants, and I don't know if this is a lived experience for most immigrant parents, but they kind of want you to be a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer. So
Yeah.
to tell him, you want to fight and be a fighter, and you kind of started in the ranks. Was that a hard conversation to have with your parents?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad at all. This is the thing is, at some point, I just wanted to have something, like having a degree, so I can be happy and glad of myself, and just in case, because from the beginning, even not talking about sports, I wanted to move in Australia because Australia used to provide some really good service and a nice welcoming for people coming with those degrees to work over there, because by that time that's what they need. They wanted to have a lot of engineering working in the country, building industry, manufacture and stuff like this. So, and I was ready to go, and I was like, oh, that's where I want to go. And before that, I wanted to way before I wanted to follow some track of my friends being military, used to enroll as a military, and after that I used to deny those activities because I had really good friends die for critical issues, and I was just devastated, because those guys didn't have the place over there to be a military, and being a soldier. So, and after that, I resigned. It was quite tough to get away from that, but I did. And after that, I was like, okay, now what I should do. And I had the option with the sport, because the sport was right away the faster ability to grow, to be someone, and probably to reach my goal, and that's what I got.
That's interesting. I just wanted to pick your brain really quickly about your upcoming matchup with Tim Johnson. So, we were just actually watching the fight, rewatching the fight again. Your first fight against him, and it seems like through your footwork and just his inability to get his hands on you was a fairly easy matchup. What challenges do you see coming into this next fight?
Honestly, I don't know. When I'm fighting, he's just to posit my style, and apparently he used to bring some confidence, to get the rematch and probably prove, it was a mistake, and he wasn't ready at the right moment for this fight. So for me, it's just another fight. Unfortunately, I used to battle, with Bellator to get the rematch against Better, and when we used to agree, Better, just he flake away, and I was just like, really? So, and after that, they were like, oh, you know what? We have somebody else, for the fight, because you want to bang, you want to get some revenge, and making sure he can correct that mistakes, and he was he was coming back from 2 good victories against 2 good guys. I was like, okay, whatever, so, and they proposed him, Tim Johnson, and I was like, okay. So for sure, for me, the big test is to be away from his heavy punch. Probably of course, he's gonna try to take me down and use his wrestling, but I just have to be away from that, and that's it. So for me, no one is more dangerous than the others. Everybody has skills to prove, to show, and to put on the game. So at the time, it's just for me. I have the ability to respond and bring the win to me.
Yeah, that's interesting. You mentioned. Sorry to cut you off. If you were still speaking, I apologize.
No, go ahead. I was done.
Okay. So it's interesting you brought Ryan Bader, because you guys have some unfinished business. That last fight, obviously, the eye poke kind of put a damper on things. And so it was kind of interesting that it's been so, you kind of didn't get your rematch there. I just kind of want to pick your brain a little bit on that. How kind of, do you think that if you were to beat Tim Johnson, you would get that rematch with Bader? Or do you think that you need more wins under your belt to kind of get that rematch with Bader, sometime in the near future?
No, the thing is, it's not like sometime in the near future. I don't want to waste my time, to try to prove to some people, I have the ability to do it. I think, I proved it long time ago. The thing is, as you say, we have an unfinished work to make it done, and that's what it will be. The thing is, he just denied the proposal because he was thinking like to win against his last opponent in light heavyweight, but his guy fucked him up. Sorry for the word, and he beat him up like pretty well. So at some point, just like karma, bitches. So and he got The thing is, I don't know why he didn't accept the fight, but for sure he knew. Picking the fight with me will be in the same issues with the Russian. But he was thinking like with the Russian, he will be able to handle the situation, but he didn't. So, and of course, he didn't want to face me because he knows the danger and the potentials. So that's also the reason he poked me in the eyes, just like as a coward. So, but not mentioning him, again, So, and to reply to your question, no, the thing is, he have some time to recover, so that's why they proposed me Tim Johnson. If he used to win, for sure, I probably fight him 2-3 couple months after his fight, But from now, you get the KO or TKO, so he need to recover. He need to put his brain at the right place, be able to train. Hopefully, he won't be he won't be touched by any. How should I say that? He won't be affected, mentally and physically with during these.
Interesting. So, who do you think right now are the toughest tests for you in the heavyweight division in Bellator?
Yes. No. You were talking. You were saying if.
Sorry. I was just like, who do you think is the toughest? Who are the toughest tests that you see for you right now in that heavyweight division in Bellator?
Honestly, just to say, everybody is a big test. We have like Ayala, but the good thing is Ayala, I shut him down. We have like Bob Fruition, when I used to get the revenge against him, Minakov is still good. We have the other one is the other colleague partners, even three. You have him, we have Karitanov and the other ones, Tough. In the division, we have also Linton Vassell, who's really good too. And honestly, for what it is today, the division is well furnished, and we have also right from now we have also Verdum. Verdum used to sign for Bellator, so I don't know when he's gonna face anyone, but and I think by the next few weeks and months, we should have more people coming up. So the thing is, the value of the weight class is great. The good thing is for people who used to follow UFC, they know me, they know Verdum, and and for the guys from Pride, they know the Karitanov, but everything is great to follow. We always make surprise, and everything can be changed, by the snap fingers. So. The good thing is we just try to be consistent. For my concern, I try to be consistent. I'm 45 years old. For sure, I have things to do personally, to prove to myself, not to you guys. Even if you say, come on, that's for us, we pay for it. But I used to put myself in the game just to test myself, to win, to work in that way, So, and way before people used to think like, oh, you just come here for the money or just want to be famous. No, for me, for sure, I take that seriously. It's a really good competition. I'm a really good competitor, and I want to win. I'm not here to fake. For sure. For some reason, I bring some hope to people. And also as Michael, he sees that, and we have like in Africa also we have like a big tank over there. And people are now looking at us like crazy. They're looking at UFC with Desanya, with Usman, with Ngannou and other and different guys, and now so they still looking at me been a while, so for sure thinking like, oh, he's still alive or not, but still bringing some hope and a great mind, great perspectives. So yeah, the thing is, for what it is today, I just want to end that game pretty well, no matter what, I still have the gas in the tank. I want to perform as much as I can, and also face the right deal, not try to be avoided, by some stupidity and some bad guys who don't want to be fair play like Butter, because they don't belong to the weight class. And when they face the issue, they think like, oh man, it's bad. With the position I got is really bad. So how I can do it? How I can handle the situations and be unfair? No, fuck that. The thing is for sure, I'm black, good, and I won't be a slave. I won't be the guys, we're gonna give the other Joe to be slapped. Fuck that, And I'm not here to put anyone or just kiss the feet of some crazy shitter. I won't. But the good thing is, I want is to be treated equally. Having the same game like everyone. Perform, bring some hope, bring some joys, and that's it. I've never been a bad fighter or ugly fighter or whatever. For sure, sometimes shits happen, and it's not on purpose, but that's what it is. But at some point, I just want to get the ability to fight properly, and that guy didn't do the right things, whatever. But we change the fact, So I'm here. So we have the next fight in the next couple of weeks in France. So it's gonna be good to make a statement about my position, where I am, what I deserve, and that's it.
I just wanted to say, as a skinny African growing up in Europe in the mid 2000s, I particularly looked at people like Mr. Kongo in terms of representing for Africans on the world stage. And I just wanted to get your perspective. And I know it's in a different organization, but this past week we had, and if you haven't seen it, please ignore the question, but we had Colby Covington making remarks about Kamaru Usman saying something along the lines of, why don't you go tell your tribe to send smoke signals? Can you just talk a little bit about why he's wrong and what it means to you to represent Africa when you step into the ring or the cage?
The thing is, everybody always have a good purpose, to defend and evaluate their country, for sure. Today I'm in America, and it's a great country, as I used to be, as French as well, But the thing is, and people always forget, the most important thing is everything about technology used to come from us, not especially even in the country, but from descendants, used to work to make life better, creating like a televisions, electricity, remote control, cell phones, and after that, all the really goods, being like a luxury stuff like diamond, and stuff like this. Anyway, so that's the kind of people, and I said I'm not talking for American or in general. I'm just talking for everyone in the world. The thing is, one day I woke up, I just realized I was like, fuck. I realized today I have Nikes. I have what? I have a good watch. I have Apple, like a laptop and stuff. But where those things come from? For sure, those things I used to pay like those items pretty expensive, just like even you. When you walk in the street with a nice Gucci, you're so happy. You see, hey, looking at me, I'm so fancy, I'm successful. But at the end, some people, in the backyard used to suffer from that. And who are those guys? It's just my little cousin or my little brother or my little son, They used to work like crazy. Even if it's not in Africa, it was in Asia, And when you realize that in your life, and even if you used to confront that when you were a kid, going back to the country, in Africa, and see the misery, you say, okay, you have to make a point. For sure, today I have my comfort in America or in France, but what is about in Africa or Asia or whatever? But now I'm talking for Africa because I come from there, And I just said, no, I need to give them back what I have, Because today, they always used to bullshit us with crazy shit, but nothing changed. They still dump us like a piece of shit. We don't have any respect, and even in America, they kill us just like a parasite. When you realize we built the country, we built all the nation around the world. That's so funny. They use us. They use us to say, "Oh, come to save us." We did, because we used to get this empathy. But at the end, what we got as a return, shit, and even not respect. We still been treated just like, oh, you're parasite, and if you're not happy, go back to your country. Okay, if you're going back to my country, that's good, but no more petrol, no more gas, no more diamond and stuff like this, and just shut your fucking face, So like this, everything will be good. And even if we don't want to exploit our goods, but no one will do. Everything we stay where we are. And for sure, when I used to heard Colbie saying, his craziness, I can understand, how happy and proud he is for America. But at some point, the way he used to talk to listen, he brings some racism, and hate. Because, the thing is, even if you have this free speech, but you can speak like this just for rivalry for the sport, but not talking about race, because at some point, today, we are too much we have too much, there is too much opposition between race, between the black, the brown, and the white, and we don't need that. For my concern is, if you want to be happy in some country and talking about Black Lives Matter have to be applied everywhere in the world, not especially in America, but also in Africa, in Europe. Everywhere people have to stand for black people or for any kind of racism, discrimination. We have to stand. For sure, for our community, we used to suffer so much, and we keep suffering. But at some point, we don't need to be at some point selfish. For sure, we have to think about us, but also to the others. Because when you pay attention about some race like the Native American, even in Canada and America, you kill them. Those guys have been killed, and just few used to exist and living like a crap. And that's my point. For sure, I will stand for my community. But as long as I can share my strengths and my ability to protect and help the others, I will do it. But what I should say about what he said, no, it's a bad speech. To me, it's a bad speech. It's not the right speech. You can unite, some nations to be great. And unfortunately, he's just young. He's just immature and thinking one way. One day we'll understand if he got this light crossing his body, his mind. But at some point, I don't pay attention that much because I used to grow up with racism everywhere. I used to take that differently because I used to. I was just smart enough to, I think probably to go through that. Through that issue, but what I can say, more than that, my thing is not to fight this way. My fight is to educate people and change things. And then when I'm changing things, it's just because I'm involved with it. I don't care about even if people throw me some rocks or whatever. As long as my people are really good, they have enough food to eat, to be well. They have clothing, and also they're learning and they start now building empires. That's great, and that's what I want for Africa. Not my country, but for Africa. So.
Thank you. I feel like more fighters need to come up and come out and speak against what Colbie said, because, yeah, I was really offended, and I'm sure I'm not the only African who was.
No, of course. The thing is, sorry to cut you, but yeah, the thing is bad. Is really bad. But at some point, what are you gonna say? Because most of the people are just Nero. They just have one visions, and to make them understand, they have to see them. They have to see the thing by themselves. Even if you show them the way, they will still be like, "Fuck you," you know. And at the end, they will be like, "Oh, sorry, you know what? I was just impulsive, you know, and I make mistakes." But at some point, you know, we can say something, but they will be offended about what we're gonna say. They're gonna say after that, "Okay, go back to your country." But I was like, but if I have to go back to my country, but it's gonna be the same to you, because I think, you know, where you come from is not there, you know. So he's not coming from here anyway. So and the thing is, no matter what, people need to stand, you know, and share good things, not hate, because from some issues, you know, some people doesn't know what's going on. They try to be they try to support BLM actions or whatever because they think it's cool to do it, but it's not cool because under that flag of BLM, you know, we have some people taking advantage about the situations. So that's why when people used to say, "Oh, I stand for BLM," they really need to know the way they stand for BLM. What is BLM for them? Because most of the time you see people like throwing names, yelling, blah blah blah. Even me, I used to post, I used to make some comment about BLM because if you have to stand for BLM, normally BLM, the organization of BLM, talking for about organizations, they used to raise some money, so they should help people, but no, they don't. They just give the money for them, and just share just 10% of what they are. They're even less than that. So it's just peanuts. So, and when you see all the injustice going in the country, in America, it's really bad. So after that, sometimes I used to see some bad comment of some cousins or brother from Africa say, "Oh, you're living in America. Oh, you don't know about BLM. Yo, you against us. Oh, you fake." I say, "Hey, you know what the thing is? I don't need to be fake of something like this because just to say, when I want to share something or when I see injustice somewhere, I go in the street, I sleep with the guys, and I feed them. And then when I'm done with this, I just go to my routine life. It's not like, oh, look at these guys. Oh, you know what? I don't want to touch him, but just give him some money and come back." No. If I have to spend the night with them, I'm gonna spend the night with them, sleeping with them, you know, in a corner of the street, you know, by the beam, and somebody say, "Hey, he's not that guy." No, I'm not. I'm just a random guy. And after that, I walking in the street, going to Costco, whatever, making some doogie bag with every kind of supplies to help people in America. That's what I do. And also when I have to raise funds to send containers in Africa, that's what I do too. But I'm not here to talk about it because if people are really concerned about life, about Black Lives Matter, that's the way they should act. Not taking a camera, but look at what I'm doing because I'm good. Fuck that. The thing is, you know, I just shared that with you, but it probably will be the last one, but I'm not here to say what I'm doing because I don't like that. You know, people can judge me, whatever. I don't give a shit. But I know what I did. I know what I do, and I know what I'm thinking. So, and also, if you're telling me about your question about why I want to fight, probably a little bit more, it's just about that, just because of this, because I have some support with good partners, and we're making, you know, some work, you know, to make Africa great again. And that's it.
Yeah, that's a mega I can get behind. I've gotten my anti-racism speech for the day. So, Michael, Stefano, if you have any questions, please go ahead.
I know Mr. Kongo's a busy guy, so I just kind of want to ask kind of a non-anti-racism speech, not because I want to deviate. I think that was well said, and I think it was very powerful.
Yeah,
but,
we really do appreciate your compassion.
Yeah, I really appreciated it, and as a black man, I really appreciate that. It was well said. I just kind of want to ask because you mentioned in the interview that you're 45 years old, and I don't know if any kind of MMA fans have noticed, but you're on a bit of a run here. You're on a hell of a winning streak, and I just kind of want to ask: you have the Fountain of Youth in the backyard or something? Like, how typically with other guys, this is around the time where they start slowing down, right?
But yeah, from our perspective, it doesn't look like you've slowed down one bit. If anything, it seems like you're approaching the the best part of your career as far as I've seen. You just seem to keep getting better and better. So
yeah, so kind of wanted to know, like,
what's your secret?
Yeah, what's going on?
But the thing is, just to say, I used to be almost like everyone, but and what I say almost because I didn't take any drugs to improve my performance. So I used to be like almost everyone who want to follow the right track. As a competitor, I knew what that means. And also I used to share, a lot of stories with my older. Talking about health issue, and when you understand that, your life change, because tomorrow I don't want to be these guys, losing his mind, talking and looking for his word because he's not able to talk or walk or just move. For sure that things can happen to me anytime, because I can spar or during a fight, for sure. But the thing is, when you understand that, you want to make sure you have the right supplement next to you. And I used to work with a crazy company, who helped me to keep my abilities, with that crazy medical device, and that's what I use. I use that like crazy every day, and it make me feel young. No more pain, nothing. I used to cry like a baby because I was in pain, because when you're training and you have some joint issue and stuff like this, and with this, honestly, everything came easy, in life. So and that's what I use. That's what I use every day, for sure, and as the young Fontaine, also I use ice, and that's my secret, my ability secret to perform in a good way. And also I still have this mind of a competitor, as I said, I still have a fire in my eyes, in my brain, in my fist and kicks. So and the thing is, as I said, I just want to compete. The good thing is I still have this desire. I know those guys can beat me. They cannot beat me because I know my skills and I'm better. If they beat me up pretty well, it's just because they are better than me or they're using something. And since then to my career in Bellator and even UFC, some guys did because they were under something. Not to say, oh, he lost. He just tried to look for excuses. No. They beat me because they were under some things and also because I was injured. But now, I find out the right way to handle those issues, especially on my physics. So that's what it is. That's what I use every day, And he works on me. Also, he works also on different superstar of different sports around the world, just to throw in some names like Rafael Nadal, Serena Williams. They're using the same thing I use, and honestly, I'm just grateful for that. And that's the way I perform. I perform every day. Just to give you an example, if tomorrow I got the car accident, I get the broken legs, and then that device, working with that a month later, I'm fine, and it seems crazy, but that's what it is. I don't want to throw bullshit or making people think like, oh, you know what, he just tried to promote the business. No, because I used to promote that business here in America and just doing the work, and no matter what we're here with my community, being under that device, is night and day, and for sure, that device. Right now, winning is noble letters because this technology is great, and now with so North America starting to understand the concept and being like more familiar and able to welcome the device in their world, in the facility. But that's something great, really great. And as I said again, I'm just grateful for myself and to God and to the people I used to be introduced to be involved in that business.
Wow, that's the man. That's kind of
those.
Yeah. I got wow. Thank you for the time, and I know you kind of told us 4:30, and we kind of took a little over that time, but really appreciate it.
It's okay. You know what? It's the end of the weekend, and I can see right now the guys I'm supposed to spar, they don't come yet, so we're good.
Awesome.
So if you have more time, I'm good. The thing is, I didn't want to be crazy with my guys and just say, oh, you know what, just give me like another 30 minutes, and people being crazy about that. So it seems like everybody's being late. So, and I just get the text message right now, so that's good. So I'm gonna keep, if you want to keep going.
Sure, yeah. If you'll give us a bit more of our time, we'd be happy to take it. I was kind of curious, what win in your MMA or kickboxing career would you say that you're most proud of, if you had to look back on one signature win?
No, honestly, I'm proud of everything. I'm proud of Muay Thai career. I'm proud of my MMA career. The thing is, it's not about proud, but I'm just glad, for what I did. It's not easy for anyone to fight, to be successful. In my Muay Thai career, I got 1 loss. MMA of probably 9 or 10, and the fact to be consistent, is great. I won prize. I won a championship, and I think it was a really good deal for me to pursue, and to reach and to keep going, because when I used to do that, I didn't want to be just like a random fighter. I just want to say, hey, you know what, I want to own that belt. I want it, So and the lucky part of that is, everywhere I go except for UFC, I win the belt. And I was just like, wow. And when I came back with this, it was just like, you know what? It's great. It's not like I need more, but that's the thing who make me understand, when you go somewhere, you have to do it very well, because it's easy to go to make the dance or to run, but you have to making sure you will be you will stay in the top positions to be remember, to be remember, yes, because it's easy to be to be a random fighters, but when you stay in a track and you impact life or vision of people, be like, you know what, the guys, he didn't win the belt, but he was a hell fighter, and if I can be remembered like this, yeah, why not? It's great, For sure, I didn't win the UFC belt or even the Bellator yet, but it's a good way to be remembered, Also to give perspective, to give hope, and to drive people during their goal, during their quest. Yeah.
I have a question, and sorry, because I'm not full disclosure, I'm not a practitioner, I'm not an athlete, so I just want to ask from a fan perspective. Can you talk about the discipline it takes, or where you got the discipline it takes to remain at the top for such a long time? Because, some people might try a sport, but they don't actually have the discipline to master the sport over 2 decades like you have. So can you talk about a little bit, what role discipline plays in your life?
So being focused, try to be conditioned I think the one of the discipline I used to understand was the discipline of myself, building myself, because I knew I was supposed to face some guys, under juice. So for sure I didn't have names, and I won't give names to that, but just to avoid the fact, to face that issue and confront them pretty well with the right weapon was okay. Cheick, you know what? The only thing you have to do is build your body like ever, in pain, so like this, when you're gonna fight, the fight will be easier. Even if the guys have more stamina than you or more resistance, anyway, but your mind is already built, so you can fail. You can fail. If you fail, it's just because you by lack of energy or because you get injured or whatever. But that's the only things. But as long as you get as you are bulletproof with the best resistance ever, you're ready for the war. It was my first. It was the one of my first state of mind. The second state of mind is always respect your colleague, your partners, trainers, because without them you won't go anywhere. Always been in a good interactions to share how crazy you can be with them. It's not about the bully sessions, like beat them up to death and getting out of the gym saying like, oh, I'm the best. Fuck off. If the guys have to knock me down, yeah. If the guys have to knock me down, knock me down. But for sure, I have to avoid that issue because I want like that feeling, So and probably in my life, I used to get that one times, during the training sessions. And because I used to train and spar with Glenn Johnson, he used to be one of the world boxing champion, with the really light division, but he was really good, and it was great for me to learn with that guy because he was just awesome. And that's the guys, didn't knock me down like crazy, but I made the lift. He touched me, boom, go down, and I get up, and what the fuck. So and for sure from that is not about, I'm not proud of this because my concern is always get the ability to not be hurt, and the less you get hurt even in trainings, the better you perform, because people never think about that. But when people get knocked down, during the training sessions, and also that's what happened with some big fighters, they during the training they give too much. And sometimes they forget that giving too much at the training can be worse during the fight because they make them sensitive. They're not being like a pussy or just like a glass Joe, but it's just being affected too much. So sometimes they have to step down, from the accelerator and just slow down. Yeah, they have to slow down on that way. So yes. And also the other things is always respect yourself. Don't try to take the easy way, with any kind of substance like drugs, because from today it can make you better, but tomorrow you're gonna be your worst enemy. With addiction, you're gonna break some part of your body, not able to regenerate your system pretty well, making you weaker. And also that's what's happened with most of the fighters. Most of the fighters and athletes in the world. So that's why most of the time, you can see some change physically or during the fight. Oh, the guy was just like aggressive. He was like a beast, and the next day he's a fucking cat. You say, hey, meow meow. No, I'm scared. I can fight like I used to be. What the fuck? Or when they come and just throw punches, they throw punches like my mother. What the fuck? Even my mother, he hit really more harder than that. So, and one more time, I don't want to say names, but today you can see those guys, acting like this in a fight perspective. After that, you have also some guys acting differently, in different sports, but because those sports are more regulated than the others, they're gonna be absent for certain times and coming back pretty well. Or for some of them, just try to be the best athlete ever. But yeah, but that's what it is. That's what it takes for me to be great on what it is, and what should I say? Yeah, I have nothing to. One more thing, I have nothing to prove. I came with my faith. I came here with my ability and my will to be the next champion. Love me or hate me, I don't care. I didn't came here for the fun, for the fame. So yeah, just try to be who I am.
Well, the Leg Kick podcast definitely loves Cheick Kongo. That's for sure.
That's awesome. It's good to hear. And I just kind of want give you the opportunity on the floor just to let people know where they can kind of see when you're going to next fight. Obviously, you got a big fight coming up October 10th versus Timothy Johnson. And, obviously you have some socials, so I'm giving you the opportunity just to let the good fans of Leg Kick know where they can reach you.
Okay, so you can reach me on Kongo for real. So it's a Kongo, Kongo 4, the number 4, not the by letters, and real. So everything tight, and they will find me on Instagram, or goes on Cheick Kongo through the Facebook platform.
All right, awesome.
Anyone you want to give a shout out to? Any sponsors? Any trading partners? Maybe Rampage Jackson. I know he's always giving you a hard time on Instagram.
Yeah, no. So honestly, from today, it's a really good war between us. Just like a big and little brother. No, the thing is, for sure, the big shout out to my to the place who welcome me all the time. Huntington Beach Ultimate Training Center in Huntington Beach, one of the best gym ever. I would say the Body Shop to Torrance, Antonio Macchi, and what else? And all my partners, all my friends who train with me, who know me, and to who we had a really good pleasure. Oh, also to Violent Gentleman. I really like my guy. So and also you guys love it too, because also it's a hockey brand, especially like it's a hockey t-shirt line. People being like crazy about that. Everybody's talking about like Violent Gentlemen. So yes, but yeah, except about that, probably I'm gonna forget some guys, but today that's what it is, and I'm sorry for the one I probably forget, but. You're still in my mind. And also for the owner of the gym, the Austin, the South Austin gym in Austin, Texas. Big shout out to the man, because he's one of the great guys to welcome me and perform as well when I'm there. And that's it. And thank you to Leg Kick to give me the ability and opportunity to be here through David and Michael. So. And the third person, in the back,
Stefano.
But for what it is today, that's great, and thank you to having me to the platform to share some with you guys, and all the pleasure.
No, seriously, all the pleasure is all ours. It was an honor to have you on this platform.
No, so if that's your honor, it's 4 times my honor to me, to you, from me to you.
I'm not going to argue with you, but yeah, we feel very blessed on this podcast.
Thank you.
Well, have a good sparring session, Mr. Kongo. And bonne chance et vive la France.
Merci beaucoup.
Oui.